Well, there we go. You just heard an email coming in there, Mark.
Was it important?
No, it isn't. It isn't important. Okay, and as far as I'm concerned, this is far more important. All right, okay. So, we are here. We're going to discuss a few things to do with International Women's Day and some other facts that you as Statsman has come forward with. All right, so let's get you in on this scene. Here we go. There we are. Mark Hartley, Statsman. Should we get rid of that music or what? Okay.
That's nice.
Well, it is nice. It's nice and relaxing, but we'll fade it out.
Apologies for the sun coming through the window.
The sun shines on the righteous, sir. That's the truth.
Nah, I'm just washing my curtains. First time ever, I think.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, Mark, introduce us to what this subject is, and let's see where we're going. Go ahead.
Well, it was International Women's Day last week. Was it Saturday, the 8th? And we noticed our local council had been putting some messages out on social media.
Pardon? The intrusion. Where is International Men's Day?
I think that's November the 19th. So I did go back to look if Cheshire West and Cheshire Council celebrated International Men's Day. I did a search on X, formerly known as Twitter, and I found one from 2020, but that was it. So I can't guarantee it. Their tweets only go back to December, so I can't really tell.
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt you there. I just, I wanted to know why we haven't got International Men's Day. And why do we have to come after the women? Women.
Good point. Yeah. That was on January the 1st.
Yes, that should be it.
I love women. Like, really love women. They're great.
I think they're fantastic. I mean, they're the best bodyguards you can really get. Apart from the ones that burn the bra. Do you remember that? You're not old enough.
No, it just went whoosh.
We should get that. We should get those sound effects on. Anyway, sorry, sir. I interrupted. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just thought the video that our council, Cheshire West and Cheshire Council, put out was interesting, to say the least. So I thought maybe we could have a little look through that and then some of their tweets as well.
Okay, so you want to see some of the video, yeah?
Why not? We can comment as we watch it, I suppose.
I'm proud to lead such a fantastic
God!
where we've got a group of really strong women running the council, both in our officer corps but also within the cabinet of the council. But I think it's up to us as politicians to actually call out poor behaviour.
Wait a minute. There's my first thing. Call out poor behaviour.
Well, before they do it, they said there was a strong group of women. Now, let's get this right. 90% of senior roles in the council are female. 90%.
90%?
There's equality right there. And then we did a podcast on this about a year ago. 73% of the whole workforce are women.
In Cheshire West? Maybe that's not a bad thing. Because if they're working, that means they're not bothering us.
Careful.
I know. Carry on. Here we go.
Whether it's sexist comments or misogyny within the council chamber or across the organisation.
Wait a minute.
You know what she's alluding to there, don't you?
Go on.
We showed a video, didn't we? It might have been a couple of weeks ago, where one Conservative councillor kind of belittled the job of I think it was the Carol Garn who does the accounts.
Oh, you're talking about Carol from accounts.
So she called her Carol from accounts. And then straight away, apparently, one woman belittling another woman is now misogyny. Honestly, make that make sense, lefties. Make that make sense, please. Still no one's made that make sense since I asked them to make sense.
Okay, here we go.
That's what she's alluding to here. So
let's hear some more.
That's all she's got.
There we go.
Organisation or in society as a whole, we need to accelerate the action so that gender equality happens sooner rather than later.
International Women's Day for me is an incredibly important day where as women we can come together, we can celebrate achievement, whether that's political, whether it's social, whether it's economic.
Why is the chief executive talking about political? The chief executive of any council is supposed to be apolitical.
It's all political. This is all virtue signaling. We all love women. In fact, it should be Women's Day every day, shouldn't it, really? And Men's Day every day. It should be everybody's day every day.
Are you kidding? It is Women's Day every day. It is.
I'm on the fence a little bit.
There's no two ways.
Tell me out.
You know, I've got a wife and 2 daughters. It's Women's Day
Yeah,
every
trying to get you
day.
out of trouble.
You know, I sit there and I'm wondering, geez, I've got to wonder what personality they're waking up with.
I mean, the first lady was the leader of the council, and she's still going on about gender equality. So does she now mean for men?
Yeah, it's got to be. She must be alluding. In that case, then I like her.
Yeah, I think she was talking about nationally, but we'll look at locally. It seems to have gone way past equality, does it now?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
By their rules, is this misandry? Because I'm sure if it was 90% men in senior roles, that'd be misogyny, wouldn't it?
They would have something to say.
We need some equality there.
Yeah,
but when it goes the other way, that's absolutely fine, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, carry on with the video.
Here we go.
Whatever we want to do, we can celebrate. It's a global day where we all come together to do that. We all face difficulty sometimes and challenges, but it's that collective force whereby we can overcome those. And working and leading a predominantly female team, we're really proud.
Admission there, a predominantly female team.
And this is the thing, they keep saying we're predominantly female, but we need equality. Make it make sense. Please.
It's what we're doing here at work.
So for me, International Women's Day is a celebration of women in all the different roles they play, whether that's at home, in the workplace, for the community, nationally and internationally. We've got some great role models locally in Cheshire West that are women, and I've learned so much from my female colleagues.
When I think about International Women's Day, I think about...
Yeah, we do have some role models. Now, I want to know why their probably most prominent campaigner for women's rights has so far not been in this video, and that's Councillor Mandy Clare.
Yeah.
Who was literally trying to get the women who were in charge of the council to actually act on women's and children's safeguarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, here they are, virtue signalling. And is she in this video? Well, let's see.
Okay.
My family, but I think our perception of what women were capable of came from our mum. She showed us that anything was possible, but she really promoted us to be independent, to earn our own living, and to be a force to be reckoned with in the world.
So they get it from their mum. So is that their mum with the penis or the mum without the penis? I'm just asking the questions because and now it comes from the mum. So now are they now explaining what a woman is correctly?
Yes, because it's a protected characteristic.
From your mother with the chromosomes and all that stuff. Yeah?
That's it. It's a protected characteristic. So, yeah, we go with that.
It's funny though, so far I've not seen any of these new women with penises in this video, but
no,
maybe we'll get to that at some point.
Did you ever see Ricky Gervais when he was doing this? He said he's got no problem with transgender women, but he just went, but lose the penis. All right. It cracked everybody up anyway.
International Women's Day, I just want to thank all the incredibly strong women who've helped me get to where I am today and have really given me the encouragement and the ability to believe in myself. I hope to do that for future women, and I would encourage everyone, believe in yourself and surround yourself with strong women.
One of the most important elements for me when thinking about women and girls is the point that we need education, because if you educate them,
so you're going to educate them on gender identity, and so you want to educate girls that they can actually identify as men. Is this correct, Cheshire West Council?
Yeah.
Because they're pushing that out to all the schools. Guess who challenged that? Oh, that was Mandy Clare again.
Yeah.
She's not on this video.
No, I haven't seen her.
So
unless she's hiding behind those flowers there behind that lady.
She must be. All these strong ladies and women, and your strongest one's not actually on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carrying on.
It makes me laugh when they're going about education.
Indeed.
Wow.
We should have had our pictures bigger on this scene. I'm telling you. Okay. No. Anyway.
Woman, you educate the next generation, and that will accelerate the importance of women to the world in general.
Having worked in local government and education all of my life, I've been surrounded by amazing women. And it's great now to see that many women are now achieving places in the higher echelons of of society.
Well, especially in Cheshire West and Chester Council.
And
I'm all for it.
And I've been given great opportunities at Cheshire West to excel and get to where I am with a fantastic team of women around me. In our world, I think a lot of generally in our profession, there's quite a lot of men in sort of development and construction and economic.
Yeah, okay, in construction.
Not in the council.
And plumbers.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, men do some of the most precariously dangerous jobs
Correct.
in the world. So, I mean, if they want equality, then I tell you what, get your ass up the poles, right, and up the towers when they've actually got to do brickwork and things like that in bad weather. Let's get equality.
And on oil rigs.
And oil rigs and the drains and all the rest of that stuff.
John,
I mean,
do you get the feeling that these are all reading off a script? Because I do.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this last woman here, there was an edit there which you clearly saw. So
they
she must
clearly have been told what to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're
There's a
just
script.
repeating all these buzzwords.
Yeah,
I'm all for women being in positions, but I think maybe 50-50 would be true equality, would it not? Not
correct.
90-10.
Correct.
Yet they're still here making out they're all hard done to.
I've got
lots of opportunities.
I've got this feeling now that in order to get a job at Cheshire West and Chester, I'm going to have to transition.
Well, that's it. If you identify as a woman, you might be in. But I'll be honest, I haven't seen any. Have you seen any women with penises on here? Well, I'm not too sure, actually. I don't want to assume any of their genders.
No, I haven't seen any of that stuff.
Growth, and it's great at Cheshire West that we've got so many women in this area of work.
So this year is for International Women's.
Oh, hey, have you heard the news about her? She's going to be the one standing for Labour in the Frodsham by-election.
She's a beauty. I tell you what, are they struggling? I think they need a new barrel, John. They've scraped a hole in the bottom of this one.
I mean,
really?
On this, I mean, even with all the arguments that are going on with Farage and Lowe, I tell you what, I am definitely going to back the Reform candidate in Frodsham and Helsby. No doubt about it. No doubt whatsoever.
This is going to be Labour's candidate, is it?
Yep, Labour's candidate in Frodsham and Helsby.
They don't even know what a woman is. They're going for equality again, aren't they? Because it was a man, wasn't it? Iron Mike Amesbury. Do you know what? They'd be better sticking with Iron Mike, to be honest.
Well, I think the most publicity she's going to get is if she gets into a fight like Mike did at the end of a night out.
No comments.
She get national publicity. Iron Karen Shore. Oh, she of the bus lanes.
I think I'd rather fight Iron Mike. Anyway, moving on.
Today, I want to encourage more women and girls to get involved in careers that are traditionally dominated by men. So science, technology, engineering and maths. Put yourself out there.
And cleaning drains and going out
Painting
in the bad
bridges.
weathers and, painting bridges and things like that. Yes, Karen, we agree with you. Go ahead.
Drilling for oil.
And think that you can get into those careers.
It's about the authenticity you bring. It's about bringing your whole self to work. And it's about listening and really valuing.
Whole self.
Yeah.
Can you leave some of yourself at home, can you?
Hold on a second. I'm not bringing my leg in today.
I'll tell you what, some of the women who have penises might have chopped them off and they can leave them at home.
Yeah, leave.
This is so confusing anyway.
Women, because women are the greatest force for change that we have in our world.
So enjoy the day and thank you very much.
There you go. Right. So, what did you think of that? They're probably going to have a go at us for the commentary and stuff like that.
Mate, I'm trying to make all this make sense. Where with the trans that they love so much? Because I'm going to go through, we done this podcast, right? And they've got all this gender equality and all these policies, and they've got to hit all these aims. Yeah, as we said, overwhelming majority of the council, female.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm guessing they're the biological females, the normal ones that we've grown up with.
Like our mothers.
But what about the non-binaries? They've got 0.7% non-binaries in Cheshire West. Are they having a day?
Oh, did you hear Trump?
That's over the national average, by the way. So they're overrepresented with women, overrepresented with non-binaries. Trans are 0.1%. They're a bit low on that one. I think it's 0.2 nationally. 0.9% of people in the council preferred not to say what they were. So in other words, just stay out of our business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's 0.4% of the population that identify as another made-up gender. But there was nothing in this report, I looked at the council, to say there was any of those in there. It's rather confusing, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to identify as the Prime Minister. Actually, no. I'm going to identify as Donald Trump. Britain will no longer be known as Great Britain. It will be known as Crap Britain. What do you think?
It's Wet Wipe Island, John.
Okay, deal.
It is.
Deal.
It is, though.
Wet Wipe Island.
Look, I was looking at some of the council's equality outcomes. This is hilarious. All policy, strategies and decisions which have the potential to adversely impact on one or more of the protected characteristics are subject to the agreed quality analysis process. So that's sex is one of the characteristics, and that's male is one of them.
Oh, we've got
Don't
to bring
see
up
much going on about that, do you? When the majority is women. But then the
We've got
majority of women have decided that's fine. It just doesn't make sense.
Do you remember that TikTok video we did about DEI? I should insert that there.
Well, I'm close. A lot of this information's coming from there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Right. Well, do you want to actually deal with some of these other things on a separate video, and we'll close this one off now?
I don't know. There was some pictures there, wasn't there? From
well, if you want to see them, do you want to see them?
I think we should see them. Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Happy International Women's Day. All right. And I'm looking at these pictures, and what do you notice about those pictures?
I noticed that there's no homogenous English, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh on there. I just see hijabs.
Well, what I see.
Look at the identity in Cheshire in this last census was 95.3. I hate white. It says white ethnicity. See, the people don't understand ethnicity. Because white isn't an ethnicity. But anyway, just for the sake of carrying on. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 100% on there. That's strange. 100% the opposite way of what
Cheshire really is. Because Cheshire's 95% white, isn't it?
95.3% in 2021. That's the census. That's nothing to do with me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just relaying the facts. I hate the word white.
So in that case then, are there no white women that could actually be identified as international women? I mean, for example, it says International Women's Day. So to me, that is a Women's Day which is held internationally around the world. So as far as I'm concerned, if I don't see any white women on there, well then, are all the white women unhappy?
Maybe there isn't any. Just the whole world's not white. I don't know. Make it make sense, lefties.
Yeah. I can't work that one out. And also, that picture underneath, starting well, engagement. That's all to do with special educational needs, isn't it?
Yeah, and as we know, the council are badly failing our SEND kids with this crisis that's going on in Cheshire West.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, we've spoken to a lot of the parents and we've had them on the podcast. That picture doesn't reflect them either, John.
No, it doesn't.
It's not proper equality. I'm not really sure what that represents, but it doesn't represent.
I haven't got a clue what it represents. I mean, the little girl on the end, she looks white. She looks white.
I can't see. She's that small. So there's just 1 or 2 white people in Cheshire then. All right. Where did they get these things from? Are they taking them from Africa or something? Or are they doing this themselves?
I agree. I want to know who authorized those pictures and who did that. Because whoever it was that put them out is not actually representing or giving a true representation of Cheshire.
No. Oh, nothing against the people of whatever colours they are in a picture.
Nothing.
But let's say, for instance, this was Nigeria. Would they all be white on there? If it was in Japan, if it was in Japan, would they all be French? No, but would they though? And I'm asking serious questions, lefties, because this doesn't make sense. None of it. It's absolute claptrap.
Yeah,
just
it
put
is.
pictures of actual kids from Cheshire.
Yeah.
In fact, forget your silly little memes. Just sort your problems out and get the SEND kids the special education needs they need.
Sorted.
It's been going on for way too long while you're all virtue signal on social media. No one listens to you. No one retweets your stuff anyway, and you get negative comments all the time about this stuff.
I think that we should ask for some legal opinions about those things, and find out exactly, what is the legal opinion on representation, because, I can remember Boris Johnson coming on and he said we should actually go to the standards, trading standards, to actually go get the Lib Dems, on fraudulent representation of who they are and what they are and all the rest of that. So why can't we do that with these and what they're putting out? Because anybody looking at those pics would think the whole of Cheshire isn't white.
Well, they wouldn't. It's just them pushing the message. Look, you're looking at some of their stuff. You're looking at some of their stuff and their outcomes, and again, it says, "Look, we will build on the success of first BU colleague diversity." Oh God, it's leftovabble. Monitoring exercise conducted in 2023. That's where I got all the stats from, and it's to gain a better understanding of the diversity in our workforce. Well, they've basically just told us it's majority women.
Yeah.
And this will include listening to feedback about the format, timing, and communication methods of the survey. Here's some feedback. Just drop this crap, right, and get on with your jobs.
Well, I have to say that I
Get
didn't...
on with running the council, sorry.
in that video, the International Women's Day, I didn't see any black women.
Not very diverse. This is what I mean. I'm quoting all the diversity stuff here.
I didn't see any Chinese women. Or Japanese.
No. But they claim they need to increase the number of unrepresented groups in senior roles. What,
really?
Like men? Like men, do you mean? I bet it goes the other way. I bet you next time we speak about this, it's 95% women.
If we don't get a knock on the door, right, from some policeman saying you can't say this or do that.
Say what? Say what?
Absolutely.
Stating facts.
Yeah, stating facts.
I mean, come on. I thought women were meant to be maternal anyway, but these aren't. This council aren't up for securing the safe spaces of women.
No.
They're really not. They're quite the opposite, actually.
Well,
and they're failing SEND kids, so it's not very maternal either. You know what? Putting them in the way of king confetti stuff for pride and stuff and aiming at children. These people need to sort out the problems in the council rather than all this claptrap. We all love women. We don't need a special day. Blah, blah, blah.
Well,
it's virtue signaling, John, isn't it?
Should we call a halt to that, sir?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know what's going to happen on the fade when we finish. If it's just going to cut off the music. Okay. Here we go.